Have you ever wondered about the man who once ruled the largest economy in the world? A controversial figure, a ruthless ruler, a religious zealot, or a misunderstood monarch? Who was Aurangzeb, really? This is a question that has left historians perplexed for centuries. Aurangzeb, the sixth Mughal emperor, was a man of contradictions. His rule over most of the Indian subcontinent was marked by both grandeur and controversy. Some viewed him as a visionary, a ruler who sought to unify a vast and diverse empire under one banner. Others saw him as a tyrant whose zeal for his faith led to the persecution of those who did not share his beliefs. These conflicting opinions make Aurangzeb a fascinating if contentious figure in history. His reign, his deeds, his persona, all shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Join us as we delve into the life and times of this enigmatic figure, Aurangzeb. Our journey begins in 1618 with the birth of a prince destined to be an emperor. His name was Aurangzeb, born to Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan and his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal, creators of the world-renowned Taj Mahal. As a young prince, Aurangzeb's childhood was anything but ordinary. He spent his early years honing his skills in the royal court, surrounded by a wealth of knowledge and the finest tutors of the time. The young prince was not only trained in martial arts and warfare, but he also received a comprehensive education in subjects such as mathematics, astronomy, and literature. His passion for knowledge was evident, and it was clear that his intellectual prowess would play a significant role in his future as a ruler. But his life wasn't confined to the palace walls. He was often sent to accompany his father on military campaigns, giving him a first-hand look at the workings of the empire. These early military experiences were instrumental in shaping Aurangzeb's strategic mindset and his understanding of the complex dynamics of power. As he grew older, Aurangzeb's ambition began to shine through. He was not content to merely observe. He sought to immerse himself in the political games of the court. This was the beginning of his political career and the first steps towards his eventual ascension to the throne. Aurangzeb's early life was marked by rigorous education, exposure to military strategy, and a growing understanding of political maneuvering. This combination of knowledge and experience laid a strong foundation for the prince, who was groomed to rule from a very young age. And so, as Aurangzeb matured, so did his ambition. His life was a tapestry of experiences, all of which played a part in shaping the man who would eventually become one of the most powerful emperors in Indian history. But it was his early years that truly set the stage. The seeds of ambition were sown early in Aurangzeb, setting the stage for a reign that would change the course of Indian history. From a young prince to the throne of the Mughal Empire, Aurangzeb's journey to power was fraught with battles and betrayals. Born in the vibrant city of Dahod in 1618, Aurangzeb was the third son of Shah Jahan, the then Mughal emperor. His early life was marked by rigorous military training and education, preparing him for the trials that lay ahead. Aurangzeb's rise to power was not a simple one. It was a tumultuous path filled with fierce sibling rivalries and bloody wars of succession. His most formidable challenge was the bitter power struggle with his brothers, particularly Dara Shikoh, the eldest and the favored son of Shah Jahan. In the year 1657, when the emperor fell seriously ill, the simmering tensions erupted into open conflict. What followed was a brutal and ruthless war of succession, which culminated in the Battle of Samugar. The Battle of Samugar, fought in 1658, was a turning point in Aurangzeb's life. It was here that he defeated Dara Shikoh, clearing his path to the throne. But the ascendancy was not without its costs. It involved treacherous alliances, strategic manipulations, and even the controversial imprisonment of his own father, Shah Jahan. Yet Aurangzeb's strategic acumen and military prowess saw him through. He navigated the complex dynamics of the Mughal court, won over powerful allies, and successfully subdued his adversaries. His ascension to the throne in 1658 marked the end of a bitter and violent struggle for power. But Aurangzeb was not just a shrewd strategist and a formidable warrior. He was also a man of complex character. He was deeply religious, known for his austere lifestyle and strict adherence to Islamic law. Yet, he was also a patron of the arts and architecture, commissioning some of the most iconic structures of the Mughal era. Aurangzeb's ascension to the throne marked the beginning of a new era in the Mughal Empire. His reign ushered in a period of unprecedented territorial expansion, but also a time of intense religious and political controversies. As we delve deeper into his reign, we'll discover a ruler whose legacy continues to be debated and dissected even today. Aurangzeb's reign was marked by territorial expansion, religious policies, and a focus on art and architecture. During his rule, which stretched from 1658 to 1707, Aurangzeb expanded the Mughal Empire to its greatest territorial extent, covering almost the entire Indian subcontinent. His military campaigns in the Deccan against the Maratha forces and southern kingdoms, although draining the empire's resources, were significant in enlarging the empire's boundaries. Aurangzeb's reign was also characterized by his strict adherence to Islamic principles and his implementation of certain religious policies. He reintroduced the jizya tax on non-Muslims, and his policy of religious intolerance often brought him into conflict with his subjects. This part of his reign has been a matter of intense debate among historians and continues to be a contentious topic today. But there was more to Aurangzeb than war and religion. He was an ardent patron of the arts, especially architecture. Under his rule, monumental architectural projects were undertaken, the most famous of which is the Badshahi Mosque in Lahore. His love for architecture was a testament to his vision of the Mughal Empire as a grand and sophisticated civilization. Aurangzeb was not only a conqueror and a patron of the arts, but also a reformer. He introduced several administrative reforms aimed at improving the efficiency of the empire. He standardized weights and measures, implemented a system of land revenue, and took steps to curb corruption in his administration. However, Aurangzeb's reign was also marked by revolts and resistance from various quarters, including the Marathas, Sikhs, and Rajputs, among others. His religious policies and heavy taxation often led to discontent among his subjects, contributing to the eventual decline of the Mughal Empire. Aurangzeb's reign, though controversial, left an indelible mark on the Indian subcontinent. His rule, a complex blend of military conquests, architectural grandeur, religious policies, and administrative reforms, shaped the course of Indian history in ways that continue to resonate today. The twilight years of Aurangzeb's life were filled with rebellion, loss, and reflection. As the sun began to set on his reign, Aurangzeb found his empire embroiled in a whirlpool of revolts and rebellions. His stringent policies and religious orthodoxy had sparked discontent among his subjects, leading to an atmosphere of unrest. Despite the turmoil, Aurangzeb remained resolute, weathering the storm with an unwavering spirit. However, the constant battles left a noticeable toll on both his health and morale. The emperor, who had once breathed life into the Mughal Empire, was now witnessing its slow but inevitable decline. In the midst of this chaos, Aurangzeb sought solace in his personal life. He had numerous wives and children, each of whom held a special place in his heart. Despite the political turmoil, he managed to find moments of joy and contentment with them. Each marriage, each birth, and even each loss added another layer to the complex tapestry of his life. The final chapter of Aurangzeb's life was marked by his death in 1707. His death marked the end of an era and the beginning of a power vacuum within the Mughal Empire, leading to its ultimate downfall. But what about his legacy? Well, Aurangzeb's influence transcends the confines of his lifetime. His reign was a period of significant architectural development, with the construction of several beautiful monuments that still stand today. His love for art and culture also left an indelible mark on the annals of Indian history. Yet his legacy is not without its share of controversy. His religious policies and authoritarian rule have made him a polarizing figure, with opinions about him ranging from admiration to outright condemnation. This dichotomy is a testament to the complexity of his character and the impact of his decisions. In the end, Aurangzeb was not just an emperor, but a man of many facets: a ruler, a father, a patron of arts, and a devout believer. His life is a testament to the triumphs and trials of power, the allure of ambition, and the inevitability of time. Aurangzeb's legacy continues to be a topic of debate, making him one of the most controversial figures in Indian history. So who was Aurangzeb? A tyrant, a devout Muslim, a capable ruler, or a misunderstood monarch? Piecing together the puzzle, Aurangzeb's life was a complex tapestry of roles and responsibilities. Born into the Mughal dynasty, his early life was marked by keen learning and the typical royal upbringing. His rise to power was not without struggle, a series of battles and political maneuvers that eventually saw him don the royal mantle. His reign, though marked by controversy, also saw significant contributions to art, architecture, and the cultural landscape of India. The latter years of his life reflected the weariness of prolonged rule and were marked by personal losses and political dissolution, ultimately leading to the end of his era. But let's not forget, context is key. Aurangzeb, like all historical figures, was a product of his times. Understanding his life and reign is key to understanding a crucial period in Indian history.